What's up? It is December 6th, and tonight I went to the F-Off show version of Who Killed Santa, which is a show that was performed at the Dangerous Theater. Megan was in it. I've actually been to this show several times. It was in my vlog. This was my fourth time seeing the show, if you can call tonight seeing the show. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about sort of the idea of the show in general, and Dangerous Theater's production of it, and particularly tonight's. So the show itself is called Who Killed Santa. It's by an author, Neil something or other. That's how much attention I paid, and also most of the times that I went to show, there was no program. So Santa's having a holiday party. Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Reindeer, the Little Drummer Boy, Tiny Tim are all there, as well as a new holiday character named Chastity, so that they can have some more female representation, and Santa ends up dead. And then they have to figure out who killed Santa, and it's just a raunchy, completely irreverent comedy. There are some Christmas song parodies in there. A lot of really inappropriate and strange stuff is going on. There's a lot of dirty humor and just general this is not something you would take your parents to, but it is enjoyable. I enjoyed the show a lot. I thought it was really, really funny and had a great time every time I came. And one of the cool things about this show is that there is an ending for each of the characters to have been the ones who killed Santa. And at some point, they bring up the audience to sort of debate, a few members of the audience to debate, and then choose who they thought the killer was. And then that killer gets a monologue before they are sacrificed by Mrs. Claus, who's the true power behind Santa, in order to bring Santa back to life. Spoiler alert. And so I had a great time coming to the show. Every time that I went, I got to see a different ending. So I saw 3 of the 4 endings. And it was just really, really, really fun. And I love seeing Megan perform. She was very, very good in this show. And I liked Dangerous Theater a lot. It was a great place to go. And I liked their setup there. So that was really, really nice. And then tonight, I went to a very special show they had. It was like their cast party, sort of. So we all got together ahead of time, and there was food and wine, and we just hung out. And then they did an F-Off version of their show where basically they said all of the jokes that they had thought about saying. They changed things in the plot, and they went off course, and then they sort of came back, and then they skipped sections because they didn't feel like doing them. And it was ridiculous. It went on way longer than the normal show, which was a little over an hour. But I had a great time. The audience was catcalling and making comments and all kinds of stuff. They were going in and out of character. It was not a theater show in that sense, but it was definitely a great release for the cast and a good way for the cast to say goodbye to the show and the audience. And I think that everyone just had a really, really, really good time. Everyone who came, or almost everyone who came to this, had seen the production before. So we were just having fun. And I hadn't been to something like that before. I know that I've heard of people doing a show like that, a show where you just don't care and everyone can be off book and you can say whatever you want. And the last Bill and Ted at Halloween Horror Nights is often like that, where they just add in all of the jokes that they once thought they were going to say, and then the show goes on way longer because they're adding all these extra bits in. And I have always appreciated that and enjoyed that. And then it's something that I thought about doing. So not necessarily with our murder mysteries, which are more improv heavy, but with some of the other stuff in Phoenix Tears, is this the kind of thing that we could do where we go ahead and build in a cast party of some sort where we do something ridiculous like that, or where you put on I think it'd be really fun to do the 10-minute version of this really long show where everybody just has to do things really, really fast and try and get through it all as fast as possible, and it's just ridiculous and you only do the important parts. I just think that would be fun too. I don't know, I've just been thinking about little things like that. I really want to try and get Phoenix Tears together for like, we don't do cast parties after our shows just because of the nature of the way that like everything comes together and timing wise, but I would love to do like a party for us and see if I can figure something out where there would be a Phoenix Tears party where anybody who's involved in anything throughout the year could come and we just hang out and sing songs and watch bits of the show and just have a grand old time. Because that's sort of what this was about. Because it was about the people who were in the cast, like Megan and her castmates, doing their ridiculous stuff. But it was also a lot about the people who would come multiple times in the audience who were their family and friends, who wanted to support them. And then people who were cast in other shows that were showing the same nights and hadn't had a chance to see the show and just hadn't had a chance to hang out with each other. And so all of Dangerous Theater sort of got together for this. And I thought that it was really fun. So that's what I did with my evening, and you'll only see it in the screenshot of the cast photo, because I didn't actually film it, because, you know, live theater, shouldn't film that. It's meant to be enjoyed in the moment. And I'm going back to Fringe Minifest tomorrow, and I'm going to see 2 shows that I haven't seen before, so I will report back on those. I'll see you tomorrow.